Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will like and subscribe if you're enjoying the instruction that I am giving you. So today we're going to be talking about shifting. So I would recommend starting to learn shifting when you're about the middle of book 2. Okay, you have a really solid foundation, solid technique, and then we start shifting. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 different types of shifts. The first type is shifting on the open string. A second type is shifting on the old finger. And then the third type is shifting on the new finger. Okay, so we're going to talk about shifting on an open string first because it is the easiest. So when I say shifting on an open string, it's basically like moving your hand up while you're on the open string, right? So a really good exercise to practice at first was just really this motion. Okay, because that's what we're going to be basically doing. Okay, so I'm going to show you the exercise now. So basically I'm alternating between third finger and first finger. So I'm playing E, F sharp, G sharp, open E, third finger, open E, and I'm shifting while I'm playing that, and then 1. And I'm trying to match the pitch of the third finger and the open E. So we can see that again. And you can practice that over and over. If you really want to simplify it, you can just practice. Okay, so again, trying to match the pitch of your third finger and your third finger and first finger. So I forgot to mention this, but I do teach shifting to third position first. I just feel like it's a lot more practical than second position. We use third position a lot more than second position, and so yeah, we're going to third position. So anyway, that was shifting on the open string. Now let's talk about shifting on the old finger, aka a French shift. So this is definitely the most common type of shift. Okay, so what I mean by shifting on the old finger is, say I'm playing a 1 in first position, and I want to shift up to a 2 in third position. I shift on my 1 to third position, and then I place 2 down. Okay, so ideally that whole 1 in the middle would be silent. We'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, so that's shifting on the old finger. Again, most common type of shift. So to practice this, here's an exercise that I do with my students. So I start on 1, 3, 1, and then slide up to 3. And then slide back. Okay, so the first step in this is making the slide as loud as possible. Okay, and as slow as possible. You want to be shifting slowly so that you can hear when you hit the correct pitch and you can stop. So of course you're not going to be very accurate at first, right? You're still learning that distance, and you should be kind of trying to map it out in your head. We should have kind of like a mental map of the violin, if that makes sense. So figuring out the distance in your head and knowing exactly where to go. So you play it and you're off. Okay, you think, was I sharp or was I flat? Was I high or was I low? And then you think, okay, I was high. How much? Was I really, really high? Was I just a little bit high? So that's kind of the thought process, okay? And it's good to practice this exercise on all 4 strings. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but when I get to third position, I'm going to place my second finger down. So okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with third finger. Now, you might want to put second finger and then third finger down if that's helpful, because you might not be exactly sure of that distance. It should be an F sharp, okay, if you're using your tuner to practice with, and then same with fourth finger. And like I said, you can put 2, 3, and then 4 down. So you're really feeling where third position is and how your fingers are spaced there. Okay, so once you feel pretty good about that, you can start lightening your finger pressure on the shift. So instead of, it can be. So this is what we call a kind of like a ghost note, right? Especially if I want to shift to my second finger, I go. So I really only bring my finger pressure back on the second finger. And then, because our goal eventually is not to hear that shift or that ghost note at all. So it would be. So another thing to mention is that we always want to be shifting on the old bow. So I want to be playing, so I'm changing my bow. Right when I get here is when I want to be actually shifting. And then changing my bow. Okay, we can even stop our bow a little bit while we're shifting to make it extra clear and clean. Okay, something like that. And again, practice this on all 4 fingers, on all 4 strings, okay? So that was shifting on the old finger. Like I said, that's the most important, most common one, so I think that's the most important one to master. We'll talk a little bit about shifting on the new finger. So basically, shifting on the new finger is if I'm in first position, I'm a 1, and I want to go to 2 in third position. I put the second finger down before I shift, and what results is a slide. Okay, so this is called a Russian shift, and it should be used very sparingly. You should be very aware of where you want to slide, a little slide, and where you don't. And it's only appropriate for certain types of music, you know, like more romantic or maybe modern pieces. But I would say if you're playing like Mozart or something, you're probably not going to use that shift. Okay, so that is shifting on the open string, shifting on the old finger, and shifting on the new finger. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching.